Coming up tonight, Bahamians brace for another address from Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis. Meanwhile, 2 senior opposition parliamentarians test positive for COVID-19, and a neighborhood mechanic gunned down. What police are doing to solve this latest homicide.
Our News is brought to you by Alive.
Welcome to Our News, and thanks for joining us. I'm Jared Higgs. Topping news tonight, rumors of another lockdown sparked panic shopping at grocery stores across New Providence today. Long lines of customers stretched into parking lots as residents stock up ahead of the Prime Minister's national address tonight. They said if he locks the country down, they want to be prepared. Berthany McDermott reports.
No, just N-O, no.
If Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis announces a complete lockdown during his national address tonight, these residents say they hope to be prepared.
At the end of the day, whatever has to be done, it's got to be done. But here I'm on the line making preparations to top up, so I'm prepared.
As far as groceries and stuff, it might be a mad dash to get that sorted, but I feel confident that whatever he thinks is best is best.
There has been speculation of a full lockdown for 1 week. On Friday, Chief Medical Officer Dr. Pearl McMillan said the possibility of a complete lockdown is on the table. All it took was speculation to send some New Providence residents rushing to grocery stores to stock up on food. At some stores, lines stretched past other businesses and into parking lots.
Well, I wouldn't feel good for a whole week to be locked down, but I could stay home for the weekend.
No, we wouldn't. I mean, you have to actually, even with this system right now, with what we're dealing with now, this is a strain. Because at the end of the day, you, one day on, one day off, one day on, one day off, it's still, families still have to eat.
During his last national address 2 weeks ago, Minnis suggested another lockdown could be announced if coronavirus cases continue to soar. Well, as of Sunday, the number of cases has surpassed 1,300. However, some Bahamians say a complete lockdown won't help in curbing the spread of the virus.
No, I don't. Because at the end of the day, we got to look at what's actually pushing this right now. The fact that this country was opened back up too soon for domestic travel and all this different travel, we actually invite that in. We invite people to come into this country, not require a test. We allow Bahamians to travel abroad and then come back here. Who's to tell what they bring back?
Not if they don't stress to the citizens that after the lockdown, follow the protocols. You know, just to lock people down and then everybody after the lockdown just to go out partying again and not following the protocols, it's pointless.
But not everyone agrees. Others say they're prepared if the country is placed under a complete lockdown, adding that the Prime Minister is only doing what's best for the country.
I would be prepared mentally because I feel at this point we have to do what we have to do to get this under control.
Between August 14th and 16th, the Bahamas recorded 226 new cases of the virus, with 171 of those cases being recorded on New Providence. This resident said Bahamians have themselves to blame for the recent surge in cases.
But you know what? We need to do better. We need to wear masks properly and practice social distancing and follow the protocols, and then none of this would be necessary to this extreme. But you know, we've caused this on ourselves, nobody else.
Hopefully, with him making these changes, he has to implement plans for the average man that is out there losing when it comes to jobs, businesses. So at the end of the day, honestly and truly, he has to make a decision on both ends.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Berthany McDermott.
Business owners are not happy about the prospect of another lockdown. Though many say they understand the move, it's still a tough pill to swallow. Jillian Gray reports.
From small businesses to big enterprises, business owners say a full 1 week lockdown would make the tough times they're experiencing even harder.
What's next? I don't know how to react to that. If we have to shut down again for a week, I mean, what do you do?
Ahead of the Prime Minister's national address on Monday, news of a full 1 week lockdown void of the usual exceptions began to swirl on social media. Branville McCartney, owner of Wilmax Pharmacy, said businesses must cope with what's put in front of them, adding that while he understands the move, lockdowns have not been good for business.
I think it's something that the government has to do in light of where we are with this COVID-19. But on the other hand, of course, it's not good for business at all. It hasn't been good for business, not only this business, but generally for the economy since March.
COVID-19 positive numbers have steadily climbed, with double-digit numbers almost daily. When asked last week, health officials did not rule out the possibility of a full lockdown. McCartney said they've had to change their model numerous times because of the constant lockdowns. Owner of Premier Importers Daniel Lita said they've experienced a decrease in business since the lockdowns.
I do believe that if we, as a country, we comply and listen to what we as individuals must do in trying to curb this lockdown, wearing your mask, sanitizing, social distancing. When a lockdown is issued, complying with it, I think we will start to see a change.
Both Lita and McCartney say the lockdowns have not only been an adjustment for them, but also their customers, who are sometimes annoyed that they can't shop the way that they're used to.
They felt, uncomfortable having to stake their prescription at the door, and we go in and fill the prescription. So that was one of the main concerns relative to the curbside.
Because we can't let anybody walk in anymore, it's basically more, we have our system, but it's very frustrating for the consumer because they're not able to purchase things they want to on a normal basis. And overall, it's just, like I said, it's interesting, to say the least.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Julian Gray.
With PLP leader Philip Brave Davis and Senator Michael Darville both testing positive for COVID-19, PLP Chairman Fred Mitchell advised party members who have been directly exposed to COVID-19 to get tested. He insisted the party will adhere to COVID-19 protocols and shut down claims the party is in crisis as its leaders battle the virus in hospital. Jasmine Brown reports.
The PLP chairman, who is currently out of the country, spoke to our news team via Zoom. He says the fact of the matter is the COVID-19 crisis is not getting any better.
As a general proposition, it seems to me that the present administration is simply lost in space as to what to do with this matter. We are locking down, then open again, locking down and opening again. And now you've got some people who are high profile in nature who are indicating that there ought to be a complete lockdown. Now, okay, so who's going to feed people? How are people going to survive?
Mitchell's comments came shortly after he took a COVID-19 test as a part of his annual physical exam. Mitchell said he's awaiting the results. Meantime, both Davis and Darville, who co-chairs the PLP's COVID-19 task force, confirmed they have tested positive for COVID-19. On Sunday, Davis released a voice note confirming that he tested positive for the COVID-19 virus and was in hospital. On Monday, Darville released a statement of his own saying he had tested positive and would be getting much-needed rest. Rumors about Davis' COVID-19 status began to circulate on Saturday after Davis released a statement indicating that he and Darville were in hospital being examined. Mitchell gave this update on the party leader's condition.
I'd like to thank Dr. Danny Johnson for his assistance. He's the person who's been tasked by the party to do the liaison. He's a medical doctor. This morning, the report is that he rested comfortably and is progressing.
Mitchell added that the party will adhere to the Ministry of Health's COVID-19 protocols. He released a statement on Monday. It said, "I advise that anyone who has come into direct contact with someone who was diagnosed as COVID-19 positive within the last 7 days should consider testing immediately." Additionally, he said the PLP's headquarters have been closed for sanitization and called on Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis to ensure the Leader of Opposition's office, a government office, is also sanitized. As for concerns about the party, Mitchell said this.
It's a strong organization. It's an institution, the oldest in the country, which is withstood the test of time. And, things will get better.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Jasmine Brown.
A 35-year-old neighborhood mechanic was shot dead on Saturday night. Police say officers are on the ground trying to solve this latest murder.
Police received reports that a man had been shot at Malaysia Way in Elizabeth Estates.
Family members tell Our News the man is 35-year-old Valentino Smith, a neighborhood mechanic.
When officers arrived at that location, they confirmed the information, and the victim was later transported to the Princess Margaret Hospital via paramedics, where a short time later he succumbed to his injuries.
Our News visited the Malaysia Way home where the incident took place on Monday morning. Family members didn't wish to speak on camera. However, they described Smith as a quiet man and a self-taught mechanic. Chief Superintendent Shanta Knowles provided these details on his death.
What we learned from that incident on that evening is that the man had just walked inside his home and was standing in the utility room when an unknown person or persons fired into the home, injuring him, and then, of course, making good their escape.
Family members say Smith was intelligent, going as far as describing him as a savant. Knowles says a team of officers are on the hunt for clues.
Officers continue to do their investigations at this present moment in the Elizabeth Estates area, and we're looking for anyone or appealing to anyone who may have information that can assist us with this investigation to please give us a call.
Amid mounting concern by medical professionals about the increasing number of asymptomatic COVID-19 carriers in the country, one doctor's hospital official is calling for more people to do the responsible thing and get tested once they learn they may have been exposed. Kyle Joaquin has the story.
Asymptomatic carriers are what drives a spike in an environment.
With over 1,100 cases confirmed over the past month alone, health officials are even more concerned about the spread of COVID-19 by those showing no symptoms.
Yes, we have sick people in hospital. Yes, we have people who are on life support. But they're not the people who are spreading it. They are already isolated. The people who are spreading it are the people who do not know that they are shedding virus. And that's where the test is critically important.
And with dozens of Bahamians testing positive daily, many of whom were interacting with people while unaware that they have the virus, Doctors Hospital VP of Medical Affairs Dr. James Iferenta says more people should take the precautions seriously. And when informed that you may have come into contact with a person who recently tested positive, he stressed you should get tested.
So you must get tested if you think you've been exposed. You must quarantine. We have provided online resources so that your interaction is minimal.
Over the past month alone, Doctors Hospital has done around 2,500 full-fledged RNA PCR tests, and all the information on positive results are handed over to the Ministry of Health. Once the appointment and payment is made online, you drive up and prepare to be swabbed.
You have your health information for me as well as your government IDs. I need to look.
They compare the feeling to the burning sensation experienced in a pool or the beach when water goes deep into your nostril.
All right, are you ready?
Yeah, I was in.
Okay, tilt your head back for me.
Choose which nostril?
Yeah.
Okay, that one.
Excellent. It's okay. It's okay. You're doing great. You're doing great. Excellent. And that's it.
That wasn't bad. That wasn't bad at all.
Our test looks at your eye, ear, and nose for the COVID. So we are running the most accurate tests.
Once done, results are emailed to you within 24 hours. For Our News, I'm Kyle Joaquin.
More news on the way, but here's a first look at weather with meteorologist Greg Thompson, who joins me in studio. Good night, Greg.
Thanks, Jared. I'm meteorologist Greg Thompson with your first look at weather. Warm day around the islands. Temperatures managed to get up into the 90s. We are settling into the mid-80s. 86 is our current temperature with just a few clouds outside our studios. Southeast winds, 4 knots, light winds. Feels like 91 degrees outside. Satellite-wise, high pressure still in charge at the surface, generating those light winds, but an upper level low spinning near the southeast bombers, bringing a lot of moisture across our area, so some showers and thunderstorms expected tonight through tomorrow. That's your first look at weather. Your extended forecast is still to come.
Still to come on Our News. Scotiabank closes one of its branches after an employee tests positive. Plus, Minneapolis residents on edge. That's coming up when Our News returns.
We know you missed us. We missed you too. Bowflex Barbie here, and I'm so excited to let you know that Morning Moves is coming back to RTV Channel 212. Starting September 7th, every Monday and Wednesday at 6 and 9 a.m. and Saturday at 8 and 10 a.m., you'll get to sweat with me right from the comfort of your home. Be sure to tune in for my fun and exciting workouts and health tips from our wellness experts. Join me for Morning Moves, the perfect way to start your day.
Scotiabank's Cable Beach branch closing for 1 week after an employee there tested positive for COVID-19. In a statement, the bank said it is working closely with the Ministry of Health to have other staff members who may have come into contact with that employee tested. The Cable Beach branch has just under 30 employees and will remain closed until next Monday. Meanwhile, North Andros and the Barry Islands Member of Parliament Carlton Bowleg said residents are concerned about reports that a fisherman came into North Andros while inter-island travel is prohibited. According to Bowleg, another individual was left in Low Sound, Andros, and was placed under quarantine.
Well, I agree. I mean, in the law states well that, anyone who would break the curfew would be brought before the courts, and I agree with what they're saying. And at this time, I left it in the hands of the authorities, and I know that they were doing their job and making sure that those people were tested first of all, who came there.
He added that since the island confirmed its first case of COVID-19, residents are panicking.
Right now we have the island that is they're in a panic mode. They want to know where the case is. They want to know certain things. I've been having numerous calls. And, one thing that I cannot do is jump ahead of the authorities. The authorities has to do their job to ensure that the people are safe and to make sure that everything is in place.
When Our News comes back from the break, UB enrollment increases for the fall semester. Stay tuned.
It's cheat, you know. Rev up in the next promotion? Okay. Nice.
Bye. You give up it.
Best 2 out of 3.
Rev is making this summer hotter than ever with our Rev Hot Summer Staycation. Simply upgrade to Rev Trio and use your free apps like Rev Go Play to watch your favorite NBA teams and Rev Go Voice to stay connected and enter to win a free staycation on us. You can also enter to win a bi-weekly home party for you and your family or a weekly drawing for a sleek new mobile device. Don't get caught daydreaming. Get in the game and into the fun. Visit rev.bs/trio for details. Rev, you and us, together.
Welcome back. The University of the Bahamas has seen an increase in enrollment for the fall semester. Around 1,500 students are set to begin orientation this week. That's up from the usual 1,200. UB Dean of Students Joe Stubbs says everything from orientation to the actual classes, which begin next Monday, will be conducted online.
For those students that are necessarily new to the online environment, really and truly just some advice is to be proactive, to stay engaged, to monitor your syllabus and understand what it is that you have to do from your standpoint. And know that our faculty is always available for you, whether it's either through phone calls, through emails. So just utilize that. And my advice is really to be proactive.
While all classes will be taught online, there are some disciplines like culinary, nursing, and the sciences which require a practical aspect. Stubbs explained those are the only exceptions where students will be allowed on campus.
In addition to going online, there's still a hybrid component of it where those particular areas will be required to come in, very small amount of students, still following all of the social distancing and protocols in place for us, but ensuring that they get that experience that's needed for their day.
Still to come, a Bahamian athlete sets his sights on Turkey. Stay tuned.
We know you missed us. We missed you too. Bowflex Barbie here, and I'm so excited to let you know that Morning Moves is coming back to RTV channel 212. Starting September 7th, every Monday and Wednesday at 6 and 9 a.m. and Saturday at 8 and 10 a.m., you'll get to sweat with me right from the comfort of your home. Be sure to tune in for my fun and exciting workouts and health tips from our wellness experts. Join me for Morning Moves, the perfect way to start your day.
With his options limited, a Bahamian professional athlete is headed to Turkey. Marcellus Hall has that.
Well, as COVID-19 continues to have a major effect on the sporting world, a number of our Bahamian athletes are forced to take their talents to different places, perhaps than they ever thought they would ever have to do. One of those, Zane Knowles, now gets ready to head to, of all places, Turkey. After trying his best to stay sharp with regular workouts, 6'10" Zane Knowles now heads to Turkey for the upcoming basketball season there. According to Knowles, who played in Greece last season, the transition to a different league shouldn't be that difficult.
I don't feel it as any big difference. Just continue doing what I've been doing, playing my style of game. Everybody know what I bring to the floor, energy, playing with passion. And Turkey is a good market to be in, so, I'm thankful for this opportunity. A lot of things are going to change this year with this coronavirus, pandemic. So I'm just, like I said, I'm thankful. That's why I signed early this summer, to be sure. And I just plan, I had my best season this past season. I just plan to take it to a whole nother level, So I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm looking forward to it.
As for being concerned about the virus, Knowles says he's not really that worried.
The first step is keeping a strong immune system. Take your vitamin C, all zinc, I want to get into this stuff, but that's all you have to do. Don't be fearful. They want you to be fearful. They want you to be scared. I don't have any concern at all, man. No, I'm not worried about it.
Knowles says the key thing for him will be to continue to fill his role as a player.
Everybody knows what I bring to the table. I do the stuff that nobody wants to do. I don't do too much talking. I just play with passion. Whatever the coach wants me to do, I do it 110%. Not just 100%. And I plan to show some stuff I improve on this off season, improve on my shooting, ball handling, stuff like that. But at the end of the day, I know what my role is as a player. They want me to just be the player that I am, a fighting guy, and just leaving everything on the floor and being an energy spark to my team. So.
All right, so we'll follow his progress and other Bahamian athletes as their season goes on. Meanwhile, I'm Marcellus Hall for Our News.
And that's a look at news. We throw it back to meteorologist Greg Thompson for the extended weather forecast.
Thanks again, Jared. I'm meteorologist Greg Thompson with a second look at weather. Satellite view across the islands. We still have that high pressure at the surface generating some light winds, but an upper level low that's spinning near western Cuba bringing some showers and thunderstorms across the area. We expect that to continue tonight through tomorrow. Your boating forecast for the northwest and central Bahamas tonight through tomorrow. East to southeast winds 10 to 15 knots, seas running 2 to 4 feet over the ocean, while in the southeast Bahamas, an easterly to southeasterly flow 15 knots continuing, seas running 3 to 5 feet. Here's a look now at your national forecast. Here's a look now at your extended forecast through Saturday. That's a look at your weather. Make it a great night, everyone.
Thank you for joining us for Our News Tonight. To catch our news on the go, download the RevGo Play app. On behalf of the entire news team, I'm Jared Higgs. Have a beautiful evening, Bahamas.